let's get some thoughts on what's been going on at Manchester United by former legend of theirs, the 1999 treble winner, Dwight Yorke. Morning, Dwight.
Morning, Yorke. How you doing?
Yeah, good, boys. Not too bad.
Good. What do you make of what's going on then now? An interim manager to be replaced by another interim manager.
Yeah, it's hard to watch, even as far as I am being in Dubai here and constantly staring down the television, watching the games and watching what's unfolding at the football club. I have to say it must be such a difficult time, not just for me as a player, ex-player, but certainly for all the Man United fans. It seems like in a bit of a turmoil at the minute. So, yeah, very, very hard to watch.
I mean, I was there last night, Yorke, and the place just looks in turmoil. But speaking to a few of the guys and people who were at the game last night, I detected a kind of apathy from the United fans. Yorke, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, once they go and got themselves back in the game at 2-1, they lifted themselves and tried to get the team going. But it's as if there's a kind of acceptance of what's happening now around them.
Yeah, well, as I said, it's very hard to watch the fact that these teams, let alone Brighton, are turning up at United and felt that they can turn them over. It's been that sort of feeling around the club for a number of years now, where it's never used to be. And that's the reality of it. Whether you like it or not, whether you're an ex-player or a fan, that's just how teams really portray the football club at the minute. There is a lack of respect there when it comes to the club in terms of the history behind the football club for many years, where it used to be a fair place, probably the most fair place to go and get a result. Now they're walking in like if it's nobody business anymore and taking us on in our own backyard and really putting us through thick and thin. And it's not very pleasing. So there are people in there that has to be held accountable for what is happening at the football club. And the players are part of that, as much as you like it or not. And that's simple as it is.
Do you think they're approaching this, the ownership's approaching this in the wrong way, Dwight, in the sense that, you know, Manchester United, I think we all accept, the biggest club in the world, certainly one of the biggest clubs in the world, no question about that. Should they not be going for a permanent manager right now?
Well, yeah, I think that the thing is, Jeff, as you mentioned, they should be going for a permanent manager, but the manager that, you know, that they should be going for, in my opinion, is in a job. And so that probably will take some time. But
who is that, Dwight? Who should they be going for?
I've said this maybe well over 15 months before the previous manager got the job. I think Unai Emery is the best manager in the league by a far distance. And I said it out loud again when they asked when Amrin was given the job. Unai Emery was my choice. And he proves yet again, that he is far the best candidate for the job. Whether you can get him now, 15 months ago, I think we could have gotten him. Whether you can get him now, that might be a different challenge.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate, let's just discuss that, because the place, Villa Park, would be in uproar if they got him, because another brilliant result of the weekend. You can talk about Spurs and their, you know, decline or whatever you want to call it, but Villa, after the start they had, where I don't think they'd scored a goal for 5 games, their turnaround, Yorke, has been nothing short of remarkable. I think the next 2 home games they're at home to Everton. I think they're travelling to Newcastle. They're giving themselves a serious chance of Champions League football. Obviously get turned over at Arsenal, but that can happen.
Yeah, I mean, Villa has always been a fantastic sort of club for United over the years. You look at the players who have left that club and go there, and certainly, you know, taking a manager is nothing new. That's just how it is. He is the best manager. Of course, he'll be in an uproar. He was an uproar when I left the football club as well. So it's nothing new. You know, the big clubs come for the best players and managers. It's simple as that. And Unai Emery is in that category. United need an elite manager for a number of years. And they haven't been able to get hold of an elite manager. Yes, the Jose Mourinho, the Van Gaal, they have all come in there and they're part of the elite group. But outside of that, there's not too many more. And when you look at an elite manager, a manager with credibility, experience, played attractive football, very passionate, brings that, get the players buy into his ideas, all things as a manager and a club look for. And then you got all this, names that are bantering around the place. There's only one. I mean, Zidane comes into that because of obviously his track record and what he brings. But outside of that, there's not too many more. And I don't think there is the names that they're mentioning is just what United. And they'll find themselves maybe in 15 months' time again looking for a new manager if they don't get it right again.
How long do you think it's going to be, Dwight, before Manchester United manage to haul themselves out of this mess and become contenders at the top of the Premier League again?
I don't think it's that as difficult as people are making it out. I don't think the league, even this year, is as good as it is. The transition between the Liverpool, the likes of, City, these teams are going through transitional period as well, and they're struggling. They're not playing as attractive, and they're not as demanding as taking these games and taking control of the Premier League. There's a gap there that can be closed very quickly. But if you don't get it right, how you can, close that gap? Instead of it's just going away from us because there are so many questions and very little answers within our club. Arsenal
winning the title, Yorkie?
Listen, Ali, we all been there. We all had this conversation before. I don't think that I've got to say, you got to ask me that question end of March. I will say, and then I can give you a really good answer. But it's certainly, if you're an Arsenal fan, you on the knife edges near, really. You're sitting there thinking, if only. But they won't have a better opportunity because of the quality that behind them is not quite. But you got the experience of Pep and I think that's and Villa in terrific form, and they just need to believe a little bit more. Villa, I think they're still not convinced that they could. If they could be convinced, I think Villa could really be the one could upset the whole thing here. But City, you can't rule them out. But we've seen Arsenal in that position before. We'll have to wait and see later on as the season unfolds, as we say.
Dwight, thanks very much for joining us.
All the best, yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Vince and plenty of others have said surely Roy Keane's the obvious choice there. And Rob Round, I have to tell you this, can't believe you're still talking about Man United. There was a fantastic result in the FA Cup for Macclesfield, and they've hardly been mentioned. Yet, Rob, apart from talking to their captain, less than an hour ago now, they haven't mentioned it at all. Still to come, we look ahead to Liverpool against Barnsley live on talkSPORT.